How do we forget the 18 million Africans that was taken into slavery? Many of the men were castrated. No wonder we do not have so much blacks in the Arab land. How can we forget the slave trade that took over 12 million Africans out of Africa? Able-bodied Africa, the best of Africans. How can we forget? It's not possible to forget. We have to remember this thing because the effect is still with us till today. The Church of England was involved. The Roman Catholic Church was involved, though they have apologized, deeply involved in the slave trade. And they came to us. A slave must be obedient to his master. How can we forget that in 1884-85, there was a Berlin conference that the life of Africans were decided and Africans were not present on the table. The German, the Europeans, the Americans gathered together to determine the life of Africans. In Yoruba land, where I come from, it is said that I came fauri lenyolori. How can you barb my hair at my absence? It's impossible to determine the life of a people without the people being on the table. They had no say. You shared Africa like a bowl of rice among yourself. And then colonization began. Africa became the bride that every other person wants to marry forcefully. Why? Because of our diamond, because of our oil, because of the copper mine in Zambia, because of all the things that we have been blessed with. Just because you do not want to let lose your grip upon us. It's almost impossible to forget all these things. Now, these are the things that should be going on in the mind of Africans. That why have we become a bride that must be married by force? It is because of the potentials that are embedded in us. The best of Africans were taken away. Until today, they still want to take the best of Africa, either by immigration, either by forceful marriage, by all means, politically, name it. They still want to take us hostage. They still want to keep us in their pockets like nickels and dimes. They must have forgotten. But we'll remind them that Africa was already developing. We had our language, we had our words, we had our letters. We were already writing before they came. There was the Benin Empire when the Europeans were living in caves. We had the Oriafrica Empire. We had great and wonderful warriors in Africa who were already doing trades across the Atlantic. We had all these men. We were not greedy enough to say we want to take over another man's land, or conquer Europe, or conquer America. We were contented with what we have. Though the slave trade didn't come so easy for the Western people too. Africans refused it. We resisted it. This is for my brothers, the black Americans who thought in their mind that we sold them out as slaves. Slave trade was resisted, but they came in guns and flags. Yet all we had was bows and arrow. All we had was cutlass produced by our god of iron, Ogun, called by the Yorubas. We had all that, but yet they overpowered us. We overpowered some, but they regrouped and they overpowered us. It wasn't easy. How will a man with a grown-up child, able-bodied, sell his son into slavery? Think about it for a second. That's not possible, if not for a reason beyond his control. Some of these people were not sold, they were captured. In fact, 80% of these people were not sold, they were captured. Some captured on their farmland, still in their land. Some captured on their wedding day. Some captured on their sons or daughters' naming day. If only we can think deeply, we will understand that it wasn't an easy thing. Yes, we understand the Church of England, who was deeply involved, has apologized. We understand. We accept their apology. But the effect is still with us today. The effect is still haunting our brothers in America today who thought Africa sold them out as slaves. No, we didn't. It is not in the culture of an African man to sell his brother for nickels and dimes. Those were lies that were told. We were captured, not sold. They came in guns. Those who refused were killed. Some were let go just because their weak parents felt if we don't allow them to go, they will kill them. And let's pray for them that wherever they go, they will excel there. I'm not surprised that black Americans are excelling where they are today. I'm not surprised. But you see, we're not going to allow this to continue to determine our future. We're not going to allow this to continue to deter us. This is where Oriafrica comes in, so that we can retell our stories ourselves and let people know that the reason why The Western world came for us is because of what we possess, and we still possess up to today. However, it is now time for us Africans to begin to tell our story ourselves and let understand the potential we possess and begin to use it for enterprise. Enterprise strictly for African development. Then we'll give it out to them. Because the truth of the matter is, Africa is so blessed. We have so much of a lot of resources in Africa, both human, natural resources in Africa, that by the time we begin to discover more of them, and those that have been discovered, will turn them to enterprise. And that is why Oriafrica will begin to move from village to village, country to country, to listen to our chiefs, to listen to our people, to let our people tell their story themselves and tell us the potential embedded in their land, in their village, the plant that is synonymous to their land, that only on their soil it can grow. For instance, in Ogbomosho, where I live, take Ogbomosho mango, take the seed to anywhere in this world, it will not grow like Ogbomosho mango. Take Ogbomosho cashew outside Ogbomosho to anywhere in the world, it will not grow. It will not give you the quality it will give you if it grows on Ogbomosho soil. These are peculiar things to Ogbomosho. Very peculiar. By the time we begin to move from village to village, town to town, city to city, one African country to another African country, to the east, to the north, and to the central Africa, as we travel as Oriafrica, we begin to talk to our people, we begin to talk to our chiefs, the kings, the real people of Africa, to tell their story and tell all the potentials within their particular community, which can be used as enterprise. By the time we are done, the emergence of African will be so visible to the world. In addition to what my brothers and sisters have been doing before now, I call on everyone. Oriafrica cannot be achieved alone. We look forward to collaboration across Africa or anywhere in the world that can project the image of Africa in the movie industry. Name it. Let's tell our story the way it is. Let's give the narrative correctly. Oriafrica. Thank you very much.
Inspired by Ori, guided by Africa. Ori Africa.